there's not enough hours in the day.
I mean, these people deserve attention and voices because they're human beings.
Is there a pressure group?
But
Yeah, I'm it. I'm just kidding.
When you think about.
We'll help you.
How those
It's not
things have
AARP,
changed.
let's
No,
put
I
it
know,
that
yeah.
way.
You know, they're down to into the 30s. You don't have to be the latest commercials.
But I also want to pick up the culture point and also what you said before, Ashton, about the self, how the self relates to age and aging. And there's something that struck me. A few years ago, I was in China, in Beijing, and then I did a Qigong class in the park, and then I spent more time in the park, and then suddenly all these older people came, women, men, and the little ones, and they were playing like there were little tables, yeah, in this little courtyard in the park, and each table was, you know, they were playing mahjong or cards, and they were laughing, and no one had teeth left, and every little group had its own radio, and it was blasting, yeah. So you had all, like, it was a very intense background sound, but I was so touched by it and amazed by it, because I thought, I've never seen older people in Germany, for example, like this, you know, how they are so open and so lively and bring their food, and it just, I mean, like I saw this in the beginning of, before the class, and afterwards, of course, they were still there, yeah, and it seemed so being in a flow, and that always you know, stuck with me, and so I'm wondering, you know, how can we get closer together, and how can we also start in families to relate differently to age? Can we not? I mean, have we gone so far in, you know, through our industrialized and technologized life that this is not possible anymore, or do you have a positive outlook?
Always.
This makes me think of Ken Stern, your colleague from the Stanford Longevity Center, just published a book, which is terrific, called Healthy to 100. And if you had asked me when I started on this path 20 years ago, what's the most important component of a good old age, I would have said health. My second guess would have been money, wealth. It is neither of those things. It is having a solid social network. And he went all around the world, and it's making me think of Singapore, not so much China, which is rapidly industrializing, which is not our friend. You know, when people move into cities and leave the younger and the older people behind, that's it's a problem for everybody. It's a problem for social fabric, and it's a problem for connection. An organic way to, I mean, all ageism normalizes and enforces age segregation. And I mean, I think everything's worse in the United States, forgive me my bias, but we are, I think, the most age segregated country in the world, and we have all these segregating mechanisms. You know, we spend most of our lives with people our own age, so we think, oh, the reason we have things in common is because of age, and actually other factors, you know, where you grew up, your background, your ethnicity, have much more of an effect on shaping our lives and our affinities. But we give age, ironically, more credit than it deserves. So here's a positive note for you, Claudia. Lots and lots of wonderful organizations around the world are working to bring people of different ages together. When I'm doing Qigong, which I have done, I don't want to be with the little kids. I don't like little kids, but I'd be delighted to be with people of all ages, because when we mix it up, the more time we spend in mixed age company, the more obvious it is that you like some of the people and you don't like others of them, but you're not sorting them by age, you're sorting them by what kind of music they like, or what activity, whatever. So that there's a lot of energy behind that, and I certainly take heart there.